So this next guest, she is a lifestyle content creator, entrepreneur, and tax specialist. Please help me welcome Miss Alexa Darling.
Hi guys.
Hello.
Hey girl.
Hello. Thank you for being here today.
Thank you for having me.
Yes. You're one of the guests on my list that I have met for the first time in person today.
Wow.
Yes. The other guests, I had already met them before prior, but you're good. You're good. I'm excited because I feel like our niche kind of like aligns somewhat, and there's a lot of things that you're doing that I'm curious about.
Hi.
Yeah, and I had to message you. I was like, I had to let you know. I'm very big on that. Like, whatever it is that I like about you, or I see that you're out here, I'm going to let you know. I'm not gonna shy away from it. So yeah, I messaged you that same day, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna connect with her one day, and we're here now, so I'm super excited.
I'm excited myself. This is
Yeah.
crazy because a lot of times I feel like I'm not being seen or nobody sees what I do.
Yeah.
So that just
Yeah.
wow. It just wow. People really actually like looking at me.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or watching what I'm doing. You know.
Of course. And I feel like the one thing that I really like about you is that you are setting representation in many areas, not just like one aspect. I feel like it's many aspects. And you're very authentic in how you put your content out, and you're really real about it rather than it looking very like fake or, oh, it's just for the aesthetic. You know, that's a thing now. Like, it's for the aesthetic. I say that playing around a lot too. Like, there's like an outfit. I'm like, what do you mean? It's for the aesthetic. Like, we're going to the reggae. I went to the Reggae Fest last week, and I was like,
yeah, I missed it. Oh my god.
Yeah, it was really good. It was really good. We were supporting one of our friends. They had a booth, Elevated Smoke.
Okay.
And we went to go support them.
Man, I missed it. I don't even know why, but I was trying to go. But I've been doing this fast for like 3 weeks, and I've been trying not to go out as much because, girl, when it comes to reggae and stuff, like any reggae carnival thing, I'm there.
Yeah.
So I've been like trying to chill.
Yeah, that's good too, though. That's good.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited to jump into it and just ask you questions. Usually we start by how do we meet? So social media, that's how we connected.
Yes.
I made sure. Let me slide into her DMs. Sliding into the DMs. That's one thing. When it comes to like powerful women, I do not shy away from look.
That's beautiful.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people don't have. I think right now with social media too, people don't want to, either reach out because they're afraid that they're gonna get rejected. And I like to support women. I'm all about women empowerment myself. So like I'm very like I'm gonna support you, especially if I see you doing a good thing, a great thing.
Yeah. And that's one thing too. It's like once you see them already putting the work and how far like the evolution, because I know you've been doing it for a while now. That is inspiring to me because it's like I'm not the only one out here trying to do it, and I don't really care about follower count or like all that. I'm gonna do everything while serving my purpose, and if whoever it touches, it's gonna touch them, and Yes. But yeah, I had not really came across somebody's page like that in a while.
Wow,
like seriously,
girl,
and
me feel so
and the I don't know if I ran into you on TikTok or Instagram, but I know what kind of like confirmed it for me a little was I seen that you went to the Hija de Tu Madre event.
Yeah.
And we skimmed the timeline, like right when I had already left. I seen that you posted, and I was like, "Oh my gosh!" But if I was there, I would have came up and had a full conversation and everything. The vendors, like, I went because Hija de Tu Madre had reached out to me to stop by, and I thought the tour was like dope.
It was dope. Yeah.
Like, who would have thought of that?
That is so like it was just so creative.
Yeah. So like, not out of the box. Let's do a Texas tour. You're not even from nowhere near Texas. Y'all in California. And
yeah. That's far. That's
far. And then the other one, State Line, I always stop by to, give her flowers because she's out here killing it too. Okay, so what the first questions that I wanted to ask you was like, take us down your timeline of becoming a creator. What sparked that interest? And
okay, so I moved to the States from Honduras when I was 14 years old. And when I moved here, I didn't really saw a lot of representation of black women who spoke Spanish.
Beautiful.
And when I was in school, in middle school, I remember the first day that I walked in, I did not know how to speak. By the way, when I moved here, I had no idea how to speak English.
Okay. So Spanish is your first language?
Spanish is my first language, which is why I hear my accent.
Yeah, I love your accent. I love your accent.
You do, girl.
Yes. I have a question, though, before you go too in-depth into it. You're from Honduras.
Mm-hmm.
Shout out to Honduras.
Yes.
Latina in the house. Yes. I know they have different dialects. Do you speak a different dialect, or is it just Spanish? Or Spanish is your
They're
first language?
actually different. So Honduras is very diverse.
Yes.
We have like, if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong, but I think it's like 7 different ethnicities in Honduras.
Wow.
So I'm part of the Garifuna.
Yes,
ethnicity.
I know, and I
Yes.
love it. I love it.
Yes, and so we have our own dialect.
Okay.
It's called Garifuna, of course.
Yeah.
I don't speak it that well. I'm not really fluent in it, but I do know a lot of,
Okay. So you can understand it.
And I say a lot. Well, I know a lot of the bad words.
That's always
Like
how
if somebody's trying to cuss me out in Garifuna, I know.
Uh-huh.
But for the most part, I understand because my grandmother, may she rest in peace, she was always speaking to us in Garifuna back home. But when I moved to the States, I had that pressure of learning English, and I think that's what
yeah,
made me forget about the language, like the
that makes
dialect.
sense. Yeah. Okay.
So when I moved here in school, it was a little challenging because people would come to me and talk to me, but I didn't know how to respond to them in English. Of course, I was like, I don't speak English.
Yeah.
And it was so funny. Now that I think about it, I could see why they would think it was weird, right?
Okay.
Because I'm black, but.
And then you're like in middle school, so these kids probably don't even.
They don't know anything.
Yeah, their parents aren't teaching them that stuff
Exactly.
at home. Yeah.
And they don't even teach it in school either.
Yeah.
So, all right. So then I remember like being around, they put me like with a few other like Hispanic girls so they can like help me understand what the teacher was saying. And they actually dropped me like 2 grades lower because of the language barrier. So I think I was supposed to go to 9th grade and they put me in 7th grade. Girl, I was pissed. I was pissed.
Not 2 years.
2 years. Yes. And I was like the oldest in the class.
Oh my goodness. And is this in Houston?
This is in Houston. I went to Kip Spirit.
Kip.
I don't like Kip. Sorry, Kip people. It's a good school, but I think for me, being that I came from Honduras, it was so different. Like the school, like I had to be in school at 7 to 5 p.m. I'm like, what?
It
was a culture shock.
Yeah.
For me. And then, so that was my struggle, right? Learning the language at first, and then when I went to high school, so my mom was like, "Ma, please get me out of this school. I don't like it." I used to cry all the time. I was homesick. I miss my friends, my family, not knowing how to speak to them. So she changed me to like a public school, which was Sterling High School.
Sterling. What side of town is that? And I've heard of it. It's like red, white, and blue or something like that. Right?
No, it's blue and white.
Oh, blue and white. Okay.
I believe. Yeah. It's been a while.
You're like, I forgot already.
So I remember going to school there. It was different than Kip. The kids were a little bit more rough.
Yeah.
There were fights happening every day. I'm like, oh my God. I wasn't used to that either.
Yeah.
Girl, it was a lot going on. But that's where I told myself I'm going to be intentional with learning the language. So I'm going to just be with like the African American people.
Yeah.
Child, and I don't know how we were communicating at some point.
But we were.
Okay. And it just flowed.
Yeah.
It flowed. And then from that, I remember one time this guy, he was bullying me, and he was like, you Mexican, you're not even black. And he was just saying these things to me. And every time that he would see me, he would say something to me, and that shit would like,
yeah, triggering.
Yeah. I'm like, oh my God. And the thing is that I really did not know how to defend myself.
Right.
So, girl.
Well, wherever you at, sir. No, I'm just kidding.
Yup.
Look at her now. Speaking all languages.
So I remember from there, like once I started like getting the language more, I was bold enough to get on YouTube.
Okay.
That's how the content creation started. This was like 2015, 2016.
Okay.
So at the time, I was married. Wow. I got married young. Girl, that's another stuff another day. But I got married when I was 19 years old. So as soon as I graduated high school, I got married. And then, I decided to kind of go on this journey with YouTube. Because that's when the whole eyebrow stuff, like shaping your eyebrows, was popping. And I got into makeup. So a lot of my people from Honduras, they were like, how you do your eyebrows?
Wow.
And I'm like, let me just get on YouTube, do a video, and then show you guys how to do this stuff.
Yeah.
So it started from me being like doing makeup tutorials and stuff like that. Did I know what I was doing back then?
But you just did
but
it.
I was doing something.
Yeah.
And then from there, I got more bold to talk about my experiences being Afro-Latina in the States and the things that I was going through. And girls, so many people could relate to that.
Yeah.
And I was like, wow, I'm not the only one going through this.
Yes.
So from there, like I think like 2 years after that, I opened my blog. I made my own website. I had no idea what I was doing, but I was on YouTube. looking things up, how to
Mm-hmm.
build my own website.
Self-taught, YouTube
Self-taught,
University.
yes. And I did my own website, and girl, that's how the whole blogger
Wow.
thing
And
came.
that's, I can relate to that a
Yeah.
lot on how it started. And next thing you know, it's like, I can do this with that, and I can record this, and I could put this out, and I can reinvent myself like this. And yeah, it just keeps evolving.
It was crazy because I used to follow people that I would get inspired by,
Mm-hmm.
and so I would go from there. I never tried to like copy anybody, but I wanted to. I'm always getting inspired by it. Like I could be inspired by you right now. This is
Yes.
inspiring right now.
Thank you.
So like I kind of take those things and like, okay, how can I use that inspiration
Right.
for myself? You know.
Right.
So that's what happened with that, and then I've been doing this for now 6 years. I think I'm going on 7 years next year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And until like the beginning of this year, I went full time.
Yeah, I seen that.
Yeah.
That is a goal for real. Like,
yeah. It
yeah.
hasn't been easy though.
No, yeah,
But
yeah.
you know,
That's one thing that that I've heard is that they think, oh, content creator or like influencer, and it's like, oh, you just in your bag, and it's like
no.
it's so many ups and downs when it comes to it. You always have to have, I guess I like to play it safe, so it's like that backup plan.
Yeah.
But I can't wait till I can be full time and know that I
Yeah.
can work in that and I'm gonna be good.
Yeah,
'Cause-
it's not easy, and I'll say because when you're when you're like your own boss, like I don't have representation, so I don't have like a manager or anything like that. So I
Mhm.
literally do everything by myself. I
Right.
negotiate by myself. Whenever these brands come to me, I'm the one like emailing back and forth with this brand. So
Right.
a lot of times brands don't want to pay,
Right.
you know, and I'm like, okay, well, I'm not gonna just like
Yeah.
take $100 if you ask me to do like 10 like a lot
whole
of you know what I'm
shoot.
saying, like a whole reel and the pictures and no. So
Yeah.
I'm very big on like saying no, but at the same
Good.
time, it is not easy because for me it hasn't been consistent. Like the brand deals doesn't come like every month for me.
Right.
So I have like my high months and my low months.
Mhm.
So
But
Whatever.
even the fact that you can even sustain with having high and low months, like, and have that.
I do
Stability.
other things. I
Yeah.
don't just do this. That's
Okay,
why I
yeah.
do my taxes.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
you
Like
know?
backup plans. Yeah.
You have to have different type of sources of income to
Yes.
maintain that. But
Yeah, I
hopefully
think-
one day I can do it full time.
As a content creator, I feel like that's the thing. You have to be. That's like. When people ask me what do I do, it's like, well, where do you want me to start? Because I literally do so much, but I enjoy. I love it. I
Me
love
too.
it. But yeah, and I just take them down the timeline of everything. I'm like, yeah, that's what I do
Yeah.
to head above water, But name a time that you probably had a brand deal that wasn't paying you what you were asking for, but you saw it as like an opportunity where you could do something with it, and you can probably add that to your portfolio so it can work for another brand that you probably want to work with.
Ooh, okay. So I'll say this. My first brand deal was Tampax,
Okay.
and they paid me $150 for
Ooh.
like the picture of one post, right? And
Wait, before you go on,
went,
I'm sorry. These big name brands be stingy.
baby.
Stingy
As hell.
corporations like
Yes.
Panera, please. Y'all
Especially
need to
if
do
they
better.
know that because they're gonna go through your page. They're gonna see they're gonna see if you have the experience. They know.
Yeah.
So they were smart enough to. Now that I think about it, I'm like, okay, they knew that I had like not a lot of followers. I was just probably like starting my,
Mm-hmm.
And for me, it was a big deal. I'm like, oh my god,
Tampax.
what? I was so excited, girl. I was like, yes, baby. I got my first brand deal. I did my content, and I was so like excited about it. Right?
Yeah.
Then, I was learning the more that you do it, the more you learn. But one brand that I would say that I took the deal, it was Buchanan's whiskey.
Okay.
And that was a great experience, but I could have got a lot more money for that brand because it was a long-term partnership for like 3 months.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So, I could have gotten like a lot more for that, but it looks good on my media kit.
Yeah.
Right? Like these brands don't know how much they pay me or anything like that. Like,
right.
So they know I've worked with this brand and that's it.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's not about the money.
Yes.
It's about how like that can help you, right, in the long run.
Right. Yeah, I had to learn that too. I was like, my engagement's great. What do you mean you're not paying me? And then one time I did pass on. They circled back around, but I did pass them up on the first time because they weren't trying to pay. And then when they circled back around, I was like, I can add this to, especially if it's locals. Like, I don't mind supporting local, anybody that's local.
Mm-hmm.
very big on local.
Me too. Yeah.
Yeah. So I took it. I took them out. And the experience was great. And I had a lot of people reach out to me about it. So
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it's like sometimes, and even I've learned it's also like the fact, like being in the tax game, right? Like because I'm basically my own boss. I have to give my own clients.
Right.
And so for me to get clients, and it's all about business, I have to give to people so they can kind of give back to me.
Right.
So for example, like let's say if I just met you today and let's say, hey girl, let's just go, let's go, I don't know, have brunch or something, and I just pay for your food or whatever the case may be. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, she was so nice. She paid for my food. I'm going to go to her next time. You know what I'm saying? So doing things, and it's not about like, I'm using you or anything like that. It's not even that. I think it's just being, of course, genuine.
Right.
But it's a business strategy that people don't know. When you support people, they're going to support you back.
Yes.
So what you give is going to come back to you.
Right.
So.
And I say that too with, I've done that. Well, I do that a lot with people that I want to learn from. So like if it's like mentorship or I see that you're doing something and you don't even want to be a mentor, but I say like, okay, let's just sit down and have a conversation. Like I'll take you to lunch. It's on me. Yes. I just want to pick your brain. And even if you want to charge me, like I don't mind paying, half the time they're always going to say no. But they're like, I already know this. We could literally go have lunch and talk about it. But I think that's a good pointer.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's an advice that you'd give to someone that's trying to become a content creator that's just probably anxious or living in that fear or, doesn't really, they probably have a gift or that craft and just are not just stepping out on faith in it?
One thing that I always tell people is stop overthinking it. People overthink so much. If you go on social media, if you see the reels that are going viral, it's people doing dumb stuff.
Yeah.
Like people that the more you overthink it, the more like you're just sitting on probably making some money.
Right.
So I'll say that don't overthink it and just be authentic. Like stop trying to be like somebody else.
Right.
Because I see a lot of people that want to be in the space, but it seems forced. I can look at your video and look that you're forcing it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You're not being yourself.
Right.
So I think that will take you far, just being you. And I know it sounds cliche, like, I'm being myself. No, but it really takes you, like, it goes a long way.
Yeah.
Because at some point, I wanted to be somebody that I wasn't, online. And when I started being myself, that's when I started seeing a lot of, like, more support,
Yeah.
One thing that I am working on, though, is, like, I want to speak more Spanish on my platforms.
Yeah.
Because I feel like I don't really show that side of me.
Yeah. Do you have a lot of Spanish audience like reach out to you like, ¿por qué no lo haces en español?
Yeah, people from Honduras.
Yeah.
My own people be like, girl, I want to know what you're saying. I don't understand what you're saying. And I'm like, okay, I'm going to try. But most of my my audience, they speak English.
Okay, yeah.
So I don't want to make, but it's hard doing both. It's really hard.
Yeah.
People think it's easy. It's not.
Mm-hmm. At one point, I was doing lives. I blogged for like 2 years. And after every blog, I would post a series and I would have like a live just to, after they would read it, would just get on and engage.
Like that.
And thank you. And it went really well. I think I got like writer's block and I was just like, I like editing and video and stuff. Like I like it all. It's all, but I think I'd kind of, take a step back.
We have a lot of things in common, actually.
Yeah. Aw, that makes me happy.
Because I go through the same thing. Like I have my blog, but I don't really have... Sometimes I don't know what I want to talk about.
Right.
And sometimes I do, but I'm like, do I want to go that deep yet right now?
Right.
Because it's my business. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm like, if I can put this on a blog, I might as well put it on a book or something.
Yeah. Yeah, in a book, for sure.
But it happens.
Yeah. But I was saying that to say that I have a friend, she's Cuban, and she loves keeping up with me. And she's like, pero yo no, like, si lo entiende, but it's like, yo lo quiero escuchar en español, ¿por qué no lo hace en español? And I'm like, ay. But I love it because it challenges me to, and I did 3 lives, just 3 in Spanish. And I was like, okay, that's it. Cause
I should try doing that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I should try doing
like a follow-up just to like touch and engage with them. And they have any questions about after they read it and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's like, give us your feedback. I really did not even know that people actually read blogs like that. Like I was like, I'm going to do it because I'm passionate about like writing. Like I love journaling. It's like therapeutic to me. But once people, started messaging me, I'm like, me? You can relate? But
you'll be surprised. People literally will relate, and then like not everybody's gonna write you, of course, but those that do, it's like, wow, at least I know that whatever I'm putting out is helping at least one person. And that's always been my goal. Like if it's helping one person, then I feel like I'm walking in my purpose.
Yeah, that's one thing. Anytime I get a DM I'm like, I appreciate this so much. It's going on my screen. I have like a screenshot, like, what is it, album on my phone? Yeah.
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
that's beautiful.
You. Okay, you did mention that English was your first language. Um, do you want to go in on like being Afro-Latina?
Yes.
That was one of my favorite things about you too. Cause I'm like, she's all of that and she's Afro-Latina. I'm just like, you're so much representation in so many different aspects of your life.
The biggest challenge for me
Mm-hmm.
being here in the States, because even in corporate America, right? Like when I had a 9 to 5, like I feel like people wouldn't take me serious
Mm-hmm.
because of me, like the fact that I speak Spanish. And I also went through a lot of like discrimination. Yeah. From even my own people, like, the Latino
Girl,
community.
don't even get me started.
I had to defend myself a lot of times. And so, but, you know, I feel like for me, being Afro Latina has been, it, being in the States, I feel like I embrace it more.
Yeah.
Because back home, I didn't even know
it was
it was a thing. You know what I'm saying? It was just, this is who
it's
I am.
norm. Yeah.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
But when you come to the States and you in a place where it's so diverse, it's like, okay, yeah, not everybody knows about who we are. Like, people are still like not educated about it. Like, I literally was telling somebody the other day, like, the difference between ethnicity, nationality, and race. People
Right.
get those three confused, and people confuse more nationality with race. And I'm
Yeah.
like with me saying that I'm black. They'll be like, well, you're not black. You're not from the States. I'm like, yes, I'm a black woman.
Yeah. What do
My
you
nationality
mean?
is Honduran, yes,
Right.
but I'm black.
Yeah.
You know? So I just like to say those things so people can like understand the difference, because me being a black woman doesn't mean that I'm not. They be like, oh, you speak Spanish, so that doesn't make you a black person.
No, it just doesn't make you African American.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to get annoyed by it. Now it's just more so like, I'm gonna just,
Yeah.
embrace
It's probably something that God wants you to do is
Some people just
have
don't
to
know.
educate these people.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm like, imagine how ignorant people get when it comes to me. Like they're automatically like, oh, you're Mexican. No, I'm not Mexican. I love my Mexican people. But
Yeah.
we live in Texas. We're all close to the border, so of course I'm used to it now. But oh man, when I was younger, what do you mean I'm Mexican? I'm not Mexican. Like, I used to get so
Exactly.
upset, but
Defend it,
it's
yeah.
like I just have to learn to educate people because
Yeah.
no.
It's a thing,
It's a-
But I love it. I love my culture. I love being able to like. I feel like I have the best of both worlds.
You do.
Girl, I can party with my African American people. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? They play all these songs that I don't even know the lyrics to. I don't. But I'm telling you, I'm gonna have a good time. But then I can go to my Latino side, right? Then some salsa, merengue, bachata. Like, I love bachata. And then I can go to my Caribbean people, and then some soca, reggae. Like, I'm so I feel like I'm multi cultural,
Mm-hmm.
and I love it about myself.
Yes.
I love it 'cause I love music and I love culture. Period.
Yeah, I think that's really important. So yeah, I guess you just have to catch yourself educating everybody.
Yeah,
all the time.
Absolutely. I think that I've learned to understand that some people just don't know these things.
Yeah.
Which is why I don't really take it personal no more. But also I'm very intentional with like even like on my platform to talk about it, because it's 2022.
Right.
We're going on 2023.
Yeah.
And it shouldn't be taboo anymore.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I will say this: we've come a long way though.
A long way. Yeah.
With social media, because I know when I first moved here, nobody even knew about Honduras. Nobody even knew about us.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And now more people are getting more like, okay, this is the thing. Oh, okay, you're from. Oh yeah, so they get it now.
Yeah. I think for me, I think it was learning the terminology. That's what I kind of have been like, that I learned at a later age, because
Gotcha.
obviously younger, my mom, she educated me on everything, Cuba being a communist country, slavery being all over. Like, I think my mom educated me more about that than school did. But the actual terms, I can admit it, I'm just now, probably like 2.5 years ago, is when I learned that the difference between, even, for example, like I have some cousins. So my mom's Colombian, my dad's Puerto Rican, right?
Oh wow.
Yeah, and then I have some cousins that are half Colombian and half African American, and I'm like,
I love Colombians.
no, thank you. Yes.
I do.
I think I'm more Colombian, if anything, because I was raised with my mom
Okay.
than my dad, but I'm both. But yeah, and it was like, oh, like they're Afro-Latinos, and it's like, no, they're not. They're Colombian and black, like, African American, and it's so all the terminology, like I'm slowly learning. But yeah, even me, and I'm Latina, and I had to learn at such a late age, which is Come on.
I think it's a little tricky too when you have parents from different countries, because like for me, both my parents are from Honduras, so I'm fully Honduran.
Yeah.
But like having that, and then like imagine those people that like are African American and let's say Colombian, like they have that. So sometimes like, they go through like, oh, I'm not enough black and I'm not enough Colombian, so they like in the middle somewhere struggling.
Look at this though. I feel like I even was at a point like that, and I'm full Latina. You know, I'm obviously I'm half Colombian, half Puerto Rican, but even being here in Texas and Houston, there's a lot of Central Americans, a lot of them being Mexican, a lot of them being Salvadorian, right? I think those are like the main two I went to school with. So like even me myself, I found myself like torn between like, well, I don't listen to norteñas or like none of that, and a lot of my friends are Mexican, so I hung out with a lot of African Americans and a lot of Africans, because I went to school here in A-Leaf, so it's super diverse. And a lot of my friends were either African or African American, and I just always felt like I wasn't like, I guess, Latina enough for my Latina friends, you know? And obviously I'm not black, so it was just like, that's just the culture that I felt more connected to. And then another thing that me and my sorority sister were talking about the other day was that culturally we had to learn everybody's culture, because we were raised here in the early like 2000s, 90s, right? So R&B, like that's my favorite type of music. So it was just, even for me being Latina, it was still difficult for me to not be Latina enough, because I didn't have a lot of Colombian friends, and definitely not, there's not a lot of Puerto Ricans here in Houston. There's more Colombians, but
that makes sense because of who you were around,
right basically. But it's just a lot of the things that they were into, or like even their jokes or like their insiders, or como se llevan, you know, like oh, nosotros llevamos así, and it's just like
I mean I can agree with you, because even for me in school, I wouldn't be with like the Mexicans or anything like that. No shade at all. No, it was just more so because I guess I was more connected to my African Americans in school, you know. And me, I adapt. Like, I can be with anybody. Literally. Like, I don't know. I think my brain just be like, okay, well, right now you're African. And not like, I'll be Afro beats. I even know how to do the dances and stuff. Like, I'm just, you know. So, I think it's a beautiful thing, though. Cultures are beautiful. I think we should all, like, try to learn about those a bit more to be educated, because education is key. Like, I don't want to sound ignorant, and if you don't know, it's okay to ask. Right. Just ask like in a proper way.
Don't be weird about it or anything.
You know?
So I wanted to talk to you about burnout for creators.
Oh my gosh.
What has that looked like for you, and how have you overcome it?
So I recently was going through that, like a few months ago actually. I was like, my goal was to get it to 10K, and I was like, man, I'm working, I'm doing all this stuff, and I'm like, I've been doing this for so long, and I'm growing slowly, and I was letting the numbers affect me at some point. And I was like, man, like, I don't want to do this no more. I'm like, fuck this shit.
Fuck this shit.
No, for real. I'm seeing people like doing dumb stuff,
going viral,
and I'm like, I'm over here doing positive stuff for the community. I'm doing events.
I'm over here serving my purpose.
Yeah.
And the numbers ain't numbering.
That's funny. So I said, all right, I really have great friends and really a great support system and like-minded people that are in the space as well. One of my good friends, Christine, shout out to my friend Christy. She lives in LA and she's in the space as well. She's like killing it. Awesome. And so she was one of those people that like talked me through it, and we had a conversation one day, and she was like, friend, you got this, you've been doing this for a long time, like don't even worry about the numbers, just be yourself. And she just gave me this whole like pep talk that I needed, right? So I'm like, okay, girl. I went to this networking event that night. So before I went, I'm like, you know what, let me record a video, let me get a get ready with me video. And that was like the first day that I kind of like got creative since being in that space of like burnout. And I remember that night at the networking event, girl, I look at my phone, I see 10K on my 10K followers.
Yeah, I see that you recently hit 10K, right?
Girl,
oh my gosh.
I was like, what?
That is beautiful. That's God right there.
It was crazy. It was crazy. And I'm like, I sent her like the message. I'm like, Christine, bitch.
Not me trying to give up on myself. Like,
yeah. And so I'll say that whenever you're going through those like moments, surround yourself with people that are like-minded, that will give you like those words of encouragement, you know, because it's easy to get discouraged, especially right now where everybody's trying to be an influencer.
Right.
the space is saturated and being a creator. But I don't even like the word influencer, to be honest. I like saying content creator more.
Same, yeah.
Because it's such a
because you can. Yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Not everybody has influence.
Right. Yeah, that's why I can never give myself that label or that title. I think content creator for me, or just creator in general.
Yeah.
Because it's like I can go in my event and create a whole dynamic for these women. I can come here and help create, and then
right now. Yeah.
I could do a video and get creative with it. I can draw and get creative with it. I can do an audio and get creative with it. But I'm just a creative in general, So
yes.
But you are influencing, though. I want you to know that. I really want you to know that. So you can hold that title.
Thank you, girl.
Yeah.
Thank you. I mean, but I would say I'm one of those humble influencers. Like,
yeah, of course.
You can talk to me about anything. Like, if I'm not one of those people that be like, oh, I can talk to you because I have 10K followers, and I'm not gonna lie.
That's an LA culture thing.
There's
I heard
women like that are like that in the space, and I don't like it. I'm like, we're women. We're supposed to help each other.
Yeah.
F those numbers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
That's another thing too that I've learned, even in corporate America, titles.
Yes.
It's like I am consistently evolving, and my titles change all the time. So it's like I can't stick to like one thing. I think I'm saying more like corporate America, where it's like, let's say there's a supervisor in place, and they're like, well, I'm the supervisor. But it's like, yeah, but when they're done using you and chewing you up and spitting you out, you're not gonna have that title more. We're still people. Like, you still have to treat me right, no matter where we're at or who we're around or what title you hold. You know what I mean? The same way I'm gonna greet, and my director used to say this all the time, the same way I'm gonna greet the maintenance people is the same way I'm gonna greet everybody. And I'm like that, and I stand by that.
Girl, that's another thing for me.
These titles can be just like everybody's replaceable. Yeah. So just like you have that title right now, you may not have it in 3 months. So then who are you though? Who are you? And joining my sorority too, I learned that, like, this was based for the sorority, but I use it concept in life. It's like, don't allow the sorority to make you. You need to make the sorority. So it's like the same thing where it's like, don't allow the crowd that you're in or where you're at that time to make you. Like, who are you? The same purpose that I can bring to this company, I can take it anywhere else with me. You know what I mean?
That's a good perspective, because for me in corporate America, I hated it.
Ugh.
Oh my gosh. I hate the policies. I hate how it is. I just hate everything about it. I'm just like, oh my gosh, and then like I worked at this job. It was with the government. It was a government job, and girl, it was politics everywhere. And I hated that so much, because I'm like, I want to move up, and I can't move up because I have to kiss ass for me to move up, because it's so, you know what I'm saying? So I don't like it. Girl,
yeah, that's one thing that I had to, the organization that I work for now, they're amazing. That's the one thing I had to tell them, like, look, this is who I am. This is my experience. This is what I have to offer. And the only thing I ask of you guys is for me to have a work-life balance. Like, there has to be, like, I come, I execute, you trust me. You're hiring me because you trust me to get the job done, right?
Right.
And when I leave from here, I don't want to be bothered.
Leave me alone.
Leave me alone, please.
Yes,
don't be emailing me on no Sunday, on a Saturday, because you ain't going to get it till Monday. Like, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so one thing that I've seen you post about is your mom. You post her. How is y'all's relationship?
Oh, that's my lady. That's my best friend. That's my girl. Me and my mom, we live like with each other now, because when we moved here, she was married to my dad, and then they got divorced like 2 years ago, and so that was tough for her, of course, because. So I was like, let's just live together, girl. We don't have nobody else here, so might as well just, let's just live together. Let's just save on some bills.
Yes.
And I love it. My mom, she doesn't bother me. I talk to my mom about everything, like my whole dating life, and to just be listening to me and giving me the best advice. And now that I'm older, I've learned to trust my mom and like really talk to her, because, girl, when it comes to friendships, people change, and But we have a good relationship.
I seen that. Girl. That's why I was like, I need to a
little
more.
My girl. Yeah, she's funny.
That's beautiful. Yes. I love that. She seems fun. I've seen you post her.
Everybody love my mom. My mom is very like,
she's everyone's mom.
She's like modern, but still like traditional. But she's open minded.
Open minded, yeah. Okay.
Open minded.
What are some sacrifices that you've had to make as a creator that you probably look back at and you probably regret or don't? You don't have to, but just sacrifices that you've made in your content creation journey.
Girl. Okay. So I made a few. I mean, one of them was my camera. I did not pay my card note. one time to get my camera.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and I still got it.
Wow.
No, actually, I lost that camera. Somebody stole it from me.
Oh, well, everybody has like a stolen equipment story.
Yeah. Oh my God, I was so broken because it me costó.
Yeah, yeah. Especially when you're like, they make a sacrifice like that.
Oh, but you know, it's okay because after that I got another one. Somebody gifted me my other camera, so that was great. And then I remember like recently I had a job. Well, before I quit my job, well they fired me actually, but before I got fired, I think this is why they fired me actually. Yeah, but it's okay because I didn't care. But,
yeah, and everything happens for reasons. So.
Yeah, I think it was January when I was doing my event, my vision board event.
That's how I was trying to remember. I was like, how did I find it? It was your vision board event. Because I host events too, but I was like, oh my gosh, like she's getting sponsored. Like she's Afro-Latina. She's walking in purpose. Like I was, that's okay. Yeah. That's how I found you. That's
okay. So I was doing, I think Fox 26 reached out to me because they wanted me to do like a segment about the vision board event. Okay. So I'm like, okay, mind you, they're like, we only have this day available. They called me like, I was at work when they called me, and they wanted me to be available by 4 p.m. that day. Okay. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to get up early. I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna say no to this. Right. So I ended up giving them an excuse, and then I left early, and I went and did my makeup real quick and did the whole segment thing with them. So once it aired, I guess they saw it. My people at the job.
Oh no, and there was no.
They saw me on the news, girl, and I'm like, oh wow, and I guess they figured out that whatever.
Yeah, they figured out the other side of you.
Yes. Then, mind you, I don't like when jobs know what I do outside of work,
and I don't like having to feel like I'm living a double life because I'm not. I'm just here until I can get here. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Exactly. Yeah. But they so selfish. They want you to just work for them.
Work-life balance, please.
Hello. So that was okay. So then I think a week later, who was it that hit me up? Telemundo, Arrojo Vivo.
I seen that.
So that was big, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna have to take off this day because everything happens during the week for some reason when they do this thing. So I'm like, I'm gonna have to take off work, and it happened so often that I kept taking off work for me to do these things, and they figured out that I was doing this stuff. Yeah. With the news and stuff, and I think that's how they ended up firing me. So I mean, but to me, I look at it as a sacrifice, yes, because I'm like, well, this is something I'm not going to say no to. It's an opportunity that not everybody gets to have. And I'm going to take advantage of it. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah. I think those are two. Okay. Those are two good ones, though. Those are two good ones. Cause it was crazy. But it was worth it. I'll say that.
I feel like as a creator, we take, we do take a lot of sacrifice.
We do.
With time, away from our families.
Yeah.
I think that's like probably my biggest one. I'm very family oriented, and
me too.
But they're all proud of me, so
yes,
it works out. You know, I have a very amazing support system. So
that's beautiful.
Yeah, I that's one thing I'm very thankful, and I thank my people on a consistent basis, even if it's like the smallest thing where, like, oh, they did my makeup, or they send me a nice text, or they encourage me. I'm like, I love you, right?
We need that. We need that.
But the thing is, I feel like they think because you have all this going for yourself, that's like, she got it.
Oh yeah.
We know she gonna have the next thing. Like even with the podcast, they're like, all right, cool, and I'm like, that's it. Like, girl, we do it all. I'm just like, not all of them, but like I had a couple of them, and I was like, but they're just so used to like I'm on to the next thing, and I'm just
they don't really get to actually like celebrate. I know what you're saying because I go through that as well. Where
I feel like they're just already expecting you to do more, not in a way of like, I expect you to, but it's like, it's
they know
you.
It's
so
you.
We seen that coming for you. We know you're gonna do good. It's just like, I need you to be as excited as me.
That makes a lot of sense. I can relate to that too.
Yeah. But I love my circle. They're amazing.
That's beautiful.
Thank you. Do you have an accountability partner, and if you do, who is it?
I don't necessarily have an accountability partner like with the title, but I would say my friend Chrissy will be the one.
Okay, and she's a creator as well, right?
Yes.
So how important do you feel it is as a creator to have other creator friends?
Oh my God, that's huge.
Thank you.
First of all, who gonna take your pictures? Who you gonna create with? Like, I think that's very important. Like, if you are a creator, you have to have creator friends. Yeah. And if you don't, make them, because your friends, your regular friends, they're not gonna understand it.
No.
When we go out for dinner and I'm always trying to get the right picture, or or if I have a partnership, they don't get it.
Yeah. Especially partners, I feel like.
Yeah, especially your boyfriend, girl, child. My
I'm
ex-husband
single, so,
was
but
very unsupportive of my stuff. Yeah, that's why
no.
we didn't. I was like,
But
okay.
I feel like I've had, so the friend group that I have now has been like my friends that I've had forever. But we've had seasons where it's like, okay, like we're understanding. Like we outgrew each other this season. It's nothing that we have to verbally say, but it's like we always find our way back, right? Or you have those friends. It's like, okay, I see you on birthdays and special occasions, and so on and so forth, right? But I have experienced friend groups with that don't get it, and they actually like shame you of like, well, why are you always on your phone, or why are you always on your laptop? Why are you going to take a picture?
Because I can.
Because I enjoy capturing the experiences. I actually have. I really feel like the reason why I enjoy capturing my experiences is because as a kid, my mom's had to start from zero multiple times where we've lost. Like I don't have a lot of like childhood pictures or like stuff like that. Same. So it's like it's this moment like I need a I need to remember this, you know? So that's one of the reasons why I'm really big on capturing stuff in the moment. But luckily, I don't have that many creator friends. I do want more creator friends.
Well, girl, I'm here. You know, I'm right here.
Yes.
We can create. I'm very like, with my friends. I have like a couple friends here that we, you know, sometimes we'll go somewhere and take pictures. Like on a Sunday, like get cute. Let's go get cute, take pictures, and then go eat. You know, grab a drink or something.
Okay, I'm so here for it.
Yes. I mean, it's part of. To me, it's part of my job. Like, you know, I have to show up. Like, I have to get these things done. And it also helps me because I like doing these things. Right. You know, it's not like I'm
passionate about it.
Exactly.
Yeah. Luckily, my friend group, they get it.
That's good.
And then my sorority sister, she's like, she loves it too now. She's not per se like, oh, I have to do this, but like she just enjoys it. She does it for fun. But she's supportive of everything and she loves that I'm so into it. But it took me a lot of like, okay, it's okay if you do that, and if they don't like it, then you don't need to be around them. I just won't invite you when we go out. But I feel like the people that I'm close to now, they all get it, so they're all used to it, and they're supportive, and some of them enjoy it, and then some of them are like, all right, Delila, you got about 5 minutes, because now I'm digging into this food, and I'm like, all right, you got it.
No, yeah, for sure. I try to be, you know, one thing about me, like if I go out to eat or something, I try to take my pictures before I leave the house. I'll do my little videos or whatever the case may be of my food, and you know, for the most part, my friends to get it too. Yeah. So I don't feel like I have to not be myself. Right. Because that wouldn't be nice.
And that's one thing I've been in this season where if I cannot authentically be myself around you, I don't need to be around you. Yeah. Like facts. I do not want to be around people where I have to feel like uncomfortable or no. And I tell my friends all the time, like, thank you so much for just, you know, there's days where I'm just over the roof and I'm excited about stuff, and I'm like, and they're just like, she's excited.
I think that's why I say like-minded people, right? Like people that get it, people that, you know, you guys will be on the same page. It's gonna flow, like everything just flows like that.
And that's one thing about. I know I keep bringing her up. I talk about her all the time because me and her are like glue. But I'm like that. I'm like, so are we going to go work out today? Okay, cool. We're going here. Oh, okay. This festival's going on. We always have something. If she doesn't find something, I find something, or a friend is, you know, something's always going on in Houston. And, you know, we're single. We don't have no kids. Like, we're not with anybody. Like, it's like, well, let's just. That's who I'm dating right now, low key.
That's right. You're dating yourself.
I'm dating, and we are very, like, we don't say no to much stuff. Like, obviously, you can say no, but we're just so with the flow and easygoing that we're just like.
That's beautiful. It just flows.
Let's just go.
It's organic.
Oh, we're doing that this week? Okay, cool.
I think those are the best friendships, to be honest.
Yeah. And we're both Gemini, so we're both air signs, so it's just like.
Oh, wow. You're a Gemini. I like Geminis. Yay. One of my favorite cousins, she's a Gemini.
Really?
And I love her,
Yeah.
I'm a Taurus.
Taurus. I haven't really met many Taurus before.
Really?
No. What month is that?
May.
Oh, well, then you're right before me.
May 11.
Okay.
For me, May 11.
Nice. So we have a segment in the show where we want to show you our appreciation and just thank you for coming on. So we have a surprise for you.
What?
Yes.
Oh, hell. What the heck? Oh, my God.
Yeah. So we got you some roses.
Y'all, I love flower. Oh, thank you.
Yes, that's.
I know.
Yes. That's why I had asked you, like, what was your favorite flower? Yeah.
She did ask me that. Oh, my God.
I asked the other two questions just to throw you off, but yeah. So that's just, I'm very big on giving, you your flowers.
Oh my
and
God.
literally
I
giving
love
you your
flowers.
Yes.
Nobody ever give me flowers.
Oh.
Nobody does.
No, I'm very like that's one thing. I'm that friend that I'll come visit you and it's like, oh, I got you flowers. Like I'm very big on flowers. I want to give you your flowers.
That
You're
makes
out here
sense. The
killing
Bloom
it.
podcast.
Yeah. So you're out here killing it, serving purpose.
Oh, thank you.
And that's yes.
Thank you so much.
Oh, no problem. Yeah,
this means a lot. I love flowers.
You're so deserving of them. And I have a vase from if you want to put them in a vase too.
Okay.
I got you a vase. It's a pink vase.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Alrighty, so we have another segment in the show that's called Leave a Message After the Beep. So what it consists of is, the guest that was on before you, she left you an inspirational message.
Oh, wow.
And you're going to get to listen to it, and then you're going to do the same for the next guest.
Oh. Okay.
So the guest that was on before you, her name is DJ Savage.
Okay.
She's a local. Well, she's actually beyond local. Let me correct.
Oh,
she's
wow.
a traveling DJ. She's
beautiful.
A female DJ.
I love that.
Yes, that's why I love her. So yeah, she's out here killing it, and she left you a little message. I'm gonna let you listen to it.
So, advice that I would give when you're feeling low and you need comfort. So, one of the first things to do when you're feeling low or you need comfort is, can I curse?
Yeah.
Is to do whatever the fuck you want to do.
Period.
Doing whatever the fuck you want to do makes you happy. If you feel like you want to get up and go eat barbecue in Austin randomly because that'll make you feel better, put some gas in your car, go to Austin and eat barbecue. Do whatever you want. Give yourself a time period where you only cater to yourself, and then that'll allow you to be able to ask yourself what's wrong. You can get down to the bottom of whatever inner issue you're having with yourself. It's really good to spend time with yourself to figure your thoughts out. Therapy is great, but also having a sense of self has to be present before you go to someone else.
Ooh.
So figure out who you are, what's actually making you feel these negative thoughts that you feel, get to the root of that, and then maybe take it to someone that can help you unpack it. But you have to have a certain amount of sense of self before you can feel better at all. And it starts with doing what you want to do, because that's what makes you happy.
There
you go. Oh,
yeah.
Beautiful,
yeah.
Wow. Thank you so much, DJ Savage.
Yes.
That was I needed that low key. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, you know that's what the beauty of, I think the beauty of how the universe works, right? How God works.
Yeah.
She probably didn't even know I needed that message.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But look, it literally hit.
Yeah. And I think that's why I came up with that segment, because it's like, you don't even know who it's going to, but you don't know how it's going to resonate for them. Yeah.
Exactly. I love that. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So she's awesome. She doesn't know who, like, you're not going to know who's going to come after you, but they're going to know that you left the message.
Right.
So
okay. I love that. Okay. Cool.
Yes. So I think I was telling her, I was like, the one thing that stood out to me was the sense of self, because it's like, when you think of therapy, it's like, oh, let me go find the answer. They're going to give me the answer. So they're going to tell me
what's going on first. Like that, I think that's why it's important to really know what you're lacking or what you need help with. Because for me, I've been able to recognize, I know what's wrong with me. Like I know the things that I need to fix, right? So then like having someone to help you go through that, then that's the next step.
Like help you navigate.
Yeah. But you got to know what's wrong with you first.
Right.
Like, yeah, like I just I was in a space where, and I'm literally just now trying to get out of that space, because when it came to like my love life, girl, a mess.
Yeah.
A mess, right? So, but I realized that I was basically projecting my fears onto the other people, like the person that I was dating, whoever I will date. And so that's why it wouldn't go nowhere. It wouldn't go further. But now I told myself I'm going to tap more into my femininity.
Me too.
Because I have a lot of like male energy, because growing up I was around my mom, like, she's the boss woman, like I never had my father like really being there, like, doing his job as a father, like, providing for me. So I grew up like this, like I got it, I take care of myself. Same. You know what I'm saying? And it's not healthy.
No.
So now that I'm getting to know this new person, I'm trying my best to just let go of that masculine energy, and allowing him to be the man.
Be the man. Yeah. Oh, I can relate on it.
And I love that.
Yeah.
And it's hard because, you know, like I'm always, he says that I'm always fighting, like, you know, but it's because of that, right? But he's so patient with me. He just gives me like best advice.
Your brother?
No, the guy that I'm talking
the guy
to.
that you're talking to. Okay,
but
okay.
you know, he's very like, he helps me. I feel like he's helping me heal low key, which is great. It's a beautiful thing.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, because it's hard.
I love that.
Dating is hard.
I know. That's why I'm not dating. I'm like, look, that is a topic that I'm scared. I would rather my guests talk about than me, because I don't know if I'm ready to talk about dating, because I don't. That's literally my answer. I just don't know. Like, I've tried it, and it's like,
okay,
I feel like I just keep coming across men that are emotionally unavailable. But
that
like,
was me.
yeah, but the one thing that I kind of appreciate, and I know it's like, I know how to differentiate when it's something that God's doing and when it's something that like that it's just that person's personality. You know what I mean? So one thing that I'm grateful for is that the men that I have been coming across are vocal about what they want from the beginning. So they give me that option, you know.
That's really good. I will say that. Like, I appreciate a man that's honest.
Oh yeah.
I have a really good friend that, you know, we're friends now, but of course it started like from a romantic relationship, and he was honest with me from the beginning. Like, what he had going on, that he was dating, and he told me everything. And so yeah, it allowed me to, you know, have that option whether I wanted to either, you know, continue like getting to know him, or if I just wanted to not do that, you know. But till this day we're really good friends, and I feel like if he wouldn't have never been honest with me, I probably would hate him. I would have hated him.
Yeah. That's the one thing. And I know it's not like a coincidence that I'm meeting unavailable men that are not bad men, that are good men, but just are not in that type of space yet. I just know that's God putting those type of men in my life for a reason. And one thing, we already talked about it. I said I was not going to talk about dating, but I'm comfortable enough to do it. Is that even though they're unemotionally available, they still are good men. And I do not keep coming across the same men. So they're emotionally available, but they're different men. Because, you know, usually when God puts you in the same situation over and over with the same scenario with a different person, it's because there's something you haven't learned from that situation.
I was about to ask you that.
Yeah.
Do you feel like you are emotionally available for these men?
That's the thing. I probably am not.
That's the thing. And you're going to keep, and I learned about myself because I was doing that. I was guarding myself a lot, and I'm like, I'm not gonna be myself. So I wasn't being myself with these guys. I'll just like meet them and, you know, vibe with them, but I wouldn't be vulnerable. I wouldn't be open. I wouldn't do any of that. So they will give me the same energy back because that's what I'm putting out.
Right. Well, I think I'm really vocal about what I want and where I'm going in life. I think that's just my personality. Like, I'll do that with even my friends. Well, actually, okay, let's speak about that. That's the video
Detachment?
No, okay, okay.
You gonna get started.
This is the video that I took that I recently watched that I want to talk about, and you talked about it, and it really, really stood out to me. So, do you want to talk about it a little bit more?
Okay.
Yeah, because Guardian, I was like,
people didn't make sense to you.
Think of it like that, yeah.
Okay,
but that's one thing I love being able. This is why I'm really enjoying this podcast, is because I love seeing things from other people's perspectives and being understanding as to why. You know?
So, you know, I'm not gonna lie to you, like, I saw the word detachment on social media like a lot. You know, everybody's talking about being detached, and they making it like a thing, like, oh my God, I'm detached. Yeah. And I was saying that, and I was like, the guy that I'm getting to know right now, I told him that I'm like, I'm a detached person. I'm like, I feel like I want something, yes, but I'm so detached because of my fear and the things that I've been through in the past with the guys that I've dated in the past. It has made me a detached woman. He said to me, you're not detached. He said, if you were detached, you wouldn't even care to really be who you are 100%. He's like, detachment means you're disconnected fully. That means that you can basically be like, let's say with like 10 guys, and you're not gonna catch feelings for any of them.
Okay.
You know, like, that's what detached means. He's like detachment really means that you're dead inside. You know? He was like, but you're using the wrong word. He said, I feel like you're more guarded than detached because your emotions are still there.
Right.
So, and I'm like, oh wow. When he said that, oh shit, okay. Yeah, it makes sense, because I'm like, yeah, I mean, I can catch feelings for a guy if I get the right treatment.
Right.
But I guess the way the reason why maybe I'm guarded is because of the fear.
Right.
So if you're a girl right now, you're watching this and you're thinking you're detached, you're probably not detached.
Right.
You're probably just being guarded, and you're being like, you have fears, which it makes dating. So it sucks now because people both. Let's say you meet a guy, he might be guarded too, because he probably had like his experiences in the past or whatever, and then you're the same. So how you guys are going to even connect on a deeper level if both of you guys are guarded?
Right.
So what I learned from that conversation was that I'm going to be myself moving forward. I'm not gonna basically like not be who I am, because of that fear. Like if I meet a guy and we're vibing, I'm gonna be myself. If I need to, if I'm gonna give you the love that I want to give, like I'm gonna do that. If you take advantage of it, that's on you. It's your loss.
So that's the part that stuck out to me because
that's my superpower.
Yeah.
Like my love is my superpower. And if you think that, hey, if you want to take advantage, that's on you. That's not on me.
Right. And it's the I want to speak on two things: the verbiage of swapping the verbiage and why it's important, and when you mentioned that you're gonna be yourself fully, and I came to that point because it's like I'm not gonna feed my ego into being like, well, just feed that ego of, well, I did this and so on and so forth. It's like, no, I did that. I was in this season. I was authentically and genuinely and intentionally being myself in that situation. Yes. Therefore, I was serving purpose.
Yes.
And if it just didn't align with you and that's just
not you,
then cool. But I did what I had to do as Delila, and I'm cool with it. But you can walk away from it saying that and feeling good about yourself.
Absolutely. Yeah. Because that's who you are 100%, right? We were on a phone call for 2 hours.
Wow.
And just talking about like those deep things, and I was like, wow. I was like, thank you so much for this conversation, because I don't think that like nobody has ever talked to me this way, and just embracing who you really are. I think that's your power, right? Like, if you take advantage of it, that's on you.
Yeah.
That's on you. So,
but okay, yeah, that's really what stood to me, and I'm gonna look back at this and rewatch it a couple of times because I think I need it ingrained, because I really caught myself like in a situation with somebody that I was with for like a while, where it's like, well, I'm pouring into you, like I'm being graceful with you, I'm trying to elaborate things, I'm drawing it, saying it, singing it, dancing it for you to understand, and you're not understanding it, and it's just like I kept seeing myself like trying, and it was like, okay, I cannot beat myself up about it because I've done everything that I need to do, and I've served my purpose here, and I've been me, and I'm not robbing you from the opportunity of experiencing me.
Right.
So you're not taking it. So therefore, I'm okay with walking away and being like, I did what I,
Yeah, that gives you peace.
Yeah,
actually.
It does. You can look back and say, I've exhausted all my options and it just didn't work. But the verbiage, I want to speak on the verbiage and just power in the tongue. I think that's important if you do swap it, because you don't want to be a detached person. You want to be. I would rather be guarded than detached.
Absolutely.
But I would have never even thought about that if you never brought it up. But imagine all those times you were saying like, I'm detached. And it's like you're literally speaking that over yourself rather than being like, I'm guarded,
And I'll say this, like, I don't even think it's safe to be guarded either.
Okay.
Because I feel like you're not, and I get it. We live in a fuck the world, right? Like, we are afraid of being hurt. We are afraid of, like, when it comes to relationships and dating.
Yeah.
We don't want to give our all to people because we don't want to be hurt.
Yeah.
But I feel like once you're, like, fully in tune with yourself, which I'm learning to get to that level right now.
Yeah.
But I know once I get fully in tune with myself to the point where, like, I'm not even going to care.
Yeah.
If you take advantage.
Right.
Because I'm going to understand that it's not a me problem, it's a you problem.
Love it. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that's why I appreciate this connection with this guy, because he teaches me so much.
Yeah.
Like,
I have a question about it, though.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want it to go super well, right?
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
Yes, of course. Look, Lord, we see what you're doing for everybody else. Give us our husbands, please. So, I know my friend's tired of me talking about my future husband. The Lord's probably tired of me too, but look, I have to speak it into existence. But my question is, it doesn't have to be just with him, but maybe you've experienced it in the past where you probably thought something was like really good and it didn't turn out to be that way. But now that you have the awareness that you do now, if you were to be put in a situation like that, because we're not going to speak it over in this situation, we're going to speak it over a non-existent. Yeah. Okay. So let's say you were to be put in a situation like that, but the awareness that you have now, if it were to not have worked out, how would that go for you? And I'm asking because I feel like I'm at a place in my life where when things don't work out for me, I'm like, cool, what was the lesson learned from here? We're not dwelling. What is the understanding? Let me reflect. And sometimes the answers aren't always there, but I'm very big on like, let's reflect. What did God want me to take from this? Even if it's like a situation where you'd be surprised, some fucked up situations, and it's just, and it's not even with dating, it's just life in general. Like my friends will tell you, this is just how I am, where it's like, all right, cool, we're not finna dwell, we're gonna sit down, we're gonna journal, we're gonna reflect, and just try to get that clear understanding of what I was supposed to take from this, and that's what I'm gonna take it as. And maybe if that wasn't the answer, it always comes 3 months, 6 months later.
It makes sense later.
Yeah. So with the awareness that you have now, if you were to be put into a situation where you thought everything was going great and it doesn't turn out to be that way, you said you want to be at peace with it. How would like you feel that would play out?
Honestly, I feel like because of the work that I'm doing with myself now, if I was to, let's say, meet a guy and it didn't work out, that's your question.
Or just did not have the turnout that you wanted.
That I expected. I think I'll be fine, and let me tell you why. Because I'm learning to not go in with expectations. I'm learning to just have fun and be more present. Because one thing about Alexa is Alexa's always trying to like know the future, like what's gonna happen. Are we gonna get married? Am I gonna have you get your last name? Like I'm always thinking of like the future. Like, oh my God, like okay, I like you. I like how this is going. When are you gonna make me your girlfriend?
Right.
Hello, I'm ready.
Why are we wasting time?
You know, but that's where we mess up at. Right?
Yeah.
Where we are trying to know what's gonna happen instead of just being present.
Right.
So I'm just like, girl, I'm trying not to just go with the flow. And I know it sounds like go with the flow, you don't know what's gonna happen. You don't know. You don't wanna know what's gonna happen.
Right.
Because then it kinda it removes that like excitement of like, you know,
what's to come.
Right. So why you wanna know what's gonna happen?
Yeah. And I think people confuse, because I've had people tell me like, you're not supposed to be going with the flow. But it's like you're probably taking it the wrong way. It's like, I'm not saying go with the flow where I'm just like, okay, we just literally don't know where we're going. No, we know where we're going. We have I'm going to let you know. But you don't want to
put pressure either.
Right. No expectations. Yeah, I had to learn expectations. Not
baby.
Look, I don't want to be disappointed. So the thing is, you're going to know me. Yeah. You're going to get a feel of me. You're going to know what I want, where I'm going in life, what my goals are. And with that, we're going to know if we're aligned or not. And we're going to know where we're going. I'm obviously not going with the flow and I'm just like, you don't know nothing about me. And we just going to read each other's mind and figure it out. Like, no. But going in a flow of course, being present and just allowing whatever's going to happen. I'm not going to.
And also, I think just having that balance in your mind, right? Like yes, I will be myself with you. Like, I'm going to have you experience full Alexa, but at the same time, you know, like, hey, if it doesn't work out, like, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay. I don't know if I'm making sense.
No, it makes sense because for me, it's like, may the best motherfucker win.
Period.
Because you're going to look back, you're going to see me engaged, and you're going to be mad. You're going to be like, damn, it's right. Damn, it's right. Yeah.
And I think, you know, just learning that, like, I've learned to understand that if things doesn't work out, it just means it's not for me. Literally. And that God has something better.
But I think the thing is, like, you look at it and you're like, whew, okay.
Yeah.
Thank you, Lord. Because
I had dated a guy in the past, girl, I thought it was with my husband. And I'm so glad he ain't my girl. I'm so glad. I'm so glad it didn't work out. Like, thank you, God.
No, literally. Yes. Yeah, that's how I mean, yeah.
Oh, so everything happens for a reason.
No, for sure. Yeah, for sure.
This is a good conversation.
Yes. Look, you brought the dating part of me because I told Alec, I was like, I am not about to talk about dating.
Really?
It's just, I'm very private on that part, especially like on social media. I don't post a lot like of my too personal. I think the most thing that I just enjoy talking about is just like personal development. But I'm comfortable enough to open up. But I mean,
you should. This is a podcast. This should be a safe space, and you're gonna help people.
Yeah,
doing that.
It's just I don't know if I can help you when it comes to dating because I'm not executing
that. Makes sense.
Yeah, you know. But I love sharing my experiences. I can always share my experiences. You know. But yes,
this is good.
Thank you so much for stopping by.
Yes.
Just,
this is gonna be great, by the way.
Thank you.
It's gonna be great. I think that you have a lot of personality and people will love you.
Thank you.
So keep it up. Don't stop. You know what I'm saying?
You're leaving me words of encouragement.
Yes, because I know how it is when you're starting a new project. You know what I'm saying? You don't even care about the numbers, girl.
Oh,
Just do you, and I'm telling you, it's gonna be great.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No problem.
Alrighty, well, we're gonna go ahead and close. Oh, actually, before we close, where can they find you? What's to come? And anything you'd like to showcase.
So y'all can find me at Alexa Darling on Instagram. Alexa Darling _ on Instagram. Alexa Darling _ on Twitter. I love Twitter. Follow me on Twitter. And Alexa Darling _ on TikTok. I think everything's Alexa Darling.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and also what's next? My event is coming up next year, January, I think the 14th. Prepare myself now because, putting on an event is a lot. So that's what's next. And also I will be doing a hiring event for my tax office. So if you guys would like to know anything about that, follow me. And that's it for now.
What about your body oils?
Why I always forget about I don't know why I always forget to talk about Darling Skin.
Yes.
But yes, I will be bringing out my body butters. Right now I'm doing the body oils. The body butters will be coming out like in the fall. So stay tuned for that so you can glow.
Yes.
And they have really good benefits for the skin as well because they all organic.
Oh,
Make
beautiful.
them myself at home.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
That's beautiful. Yeah, I think I prefer oils over like cremas.
Yeah, it's for me too. It's more light in the body, and I don't like my skin to be too greasy.
Yeah.
Even though the body butter is not greasy, it doesn't give you a greasy.
It's like a shine.
It's very it hydrates your skin.
Okay, beautiful. Well, I gotta try it out.
Yeah, girl.
Yes. Well, thank you so much. I'm gonna go ahead and close this out.
Thank you.
Hello, beautiful people. That's a wrap for episode number 4. We want to thank Miss Alexa Darling for coming on and just having this open dialogue and sharing with us today. So we'll see you at the next episode.